This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Stay tuned for further instructions. This is not a test.
Jesus, Marge, what the fuck?
This is UFO Buster Radio, episode number 335 of the UFO Buster Radio News Report. I am your host, Manny Moonraker. If you haven't been here before, stop fucking around. You need to listen to at least 5 episodes to get what the getting. Yeah, before you can dump the podcast just because you disagree with some things I say. Everybody has opinions, right? Opinions are like assholes. You may be one or you may just have one. But that's what the podcast is about. It's about the blue-collar perspective on opinions regarding to ufology, UFOs, aliens, and as of late, as of the last maybe fucking year and a half, also about space. Thanks to someone by the name of Elon Musk. So let me just put it out there. He's a game changer, but someone's trying to pull his plug, and I'm afraid it might just happen. It might just happen. We've got some stories to talk about. First one leads into the second one, and I just alluded to the fact of what that first one's about. But the third one, geez Louise, that's like totally bananas. That's out there, and it's going to maybe shake you to the core, if I could say that. The core of your beliefs, your religious beliefs, basically. Before we get into that, 2 things. Number 1, what is up with the tinfoil hat contest? Like the first time we did it, people were gung-ho. They were like, oh, I'm going to wrap all kind of shit in tinfoil and send it to you. We had submissions. To date, there have been 0 submissions to the tinfoil hat. $25 gift card from Amazon is up for grabs. And really shit, the one person that sends it in, fuck, they win by the fucking default. And I guarantee someone's waiting to the last minute to be that winner. Don't screw around anymore. I've seen the data on the announcement for the tinfoil hat. We're talking about over 3,000 people have viewed and shared just on Twitter alone. Come on. Don't be a closet case. The only way that ufology moves forward is for you guys, the regular Joes and Janes, to participate in something like the tinfoil hat, to say, you give no flying fucks about what everybody thinks. I had this experience. I like the idea of a tinfoil hat, and I'm going to get down with it. I'm going to get away from wearing, expensive hats. I'm going to put on my tinfoil. I'm going to connect with someone. I don't know who the fuck it is you connect with, but there was an article a few weeks ago that said that tinfoil hats really do pick up messages from, radio signals and shit. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I didn't cover it because it seemed too far-fetched. But the bottom line is, stop screwing around. I know you got a brand new pack of tinfoil sitting in your cupboard somewhere, just waiting to be shaped into something majestic. So quit. Stop what you're doing. Don't feed the kids. Don't take your grandma to the park. Fuck, don't even give her medicine. You've got important shit to do. Grab yourself a roll of tinfoil and submit your most audacious creation to contact aliens from 4.2 far and to keep you from mind control to ufobusterradio@gmail.com. That's all I'm asking. This is that simple. If you're afraid to let people see what you're doing, I mean, I can understand, like, you work in a government office You walk in, and then some of your neighbors who don't talk about UFOs all the time, but they're like, hey, they listen to this guy named Manny Moonraker, and they see your mug on the website or on the podcast, on Facebook, they'll be like, oh, I saw what you did. Kind of like that movie. I saw what you did last summer. But you know what? In doing that, they've outed themselves as well. Think about it that way. Anyone that saw you related to the podcast and the contest, they're outing themselves because they are also following the podcast and the contest as people who understand that we are not the only rubber dickers in this universe. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm not. You shouldn't either. But I gave you an out. Put it on your cat. Put it on your dead fish that just flopped out of the tank. Put it on your old, dried up, needing lots of medication grandparent. They won't know the difference. They really won't. Put it on your mom, your dad, your school teacher. I don't care who the fuck it is. Put that shit on them. Drop that picture at UFO Buster Radio at gmail.com and get your chance to win. You're running out of fucking time. I'm just saying. That is the excitement in my voice. You're running out of time. I've got $25 from Amazon to give to someone, and it's itching. It's gonna burn up. I'll spend it on myself. I'm not even playing. What's up to Green Man? He just logged into the podcast. Green Man, I hope you're working on this. Because if you're not, I'd be really disappointed. As a matter of fact, anyone that logs into the podcast live, you should all be submitting a tinfoil hat picture. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm just gonna be disappointed in you. I won't even call your name out when you're on the podcast live. I'll just shun you. I will look away. And Bugs too. Bugs will stop snoring and farting whenever he sees your name pop up. He'll be really upset about it. He'll blow up. He'll blow up his fucking intestines just because you guys aren't participating. So I got 3 articles for today. Like I said, one leads into another, and it's driven by our man on the ground, boots on the ground, in a Tesla with breakable windows, by the way. Warden 88 is on. Yes. Warden said he used the last of his tinfoils to make some fries. Shut the fuck up. Let me tell you, you need to cut that shit out. You go get some damn tinfoil. Don't even come back on here unless you got that shit done. Fuck the fries. You don't need to eat. Like, look at freaking Gandhi. Gandhi didn't eat for a long ass time. But I bet you if he had tinfoil, he would have made a hat for the bald ass head he had. So come on, Warden 88. Stop screwing around. Get your tinfoil and let's get it done. The other announcement, I want to publicly just say that there's a lot of countries that are coming in to listening to UFO Buster Radio. Nicaragua is one of them. Thank you for listening. I didn't really get any cocaine in the mail, so you're probably not someone that's trafficking drugs. But if you are, hit me up, ufobusterradio.com or at Gmail. We'll talk about it. Also, locally in Texas, Houston, thank you for listening, is New Braunfels, which is very close to the Moonraker. Thank you for listening. I really like to see when folks in Texas listening to the podcast. You know, I've seen folks listening from Dallas, Louisville, Fort Worth, Denton, and a bunch of other places in Texas. I like that. It's good to see people nearby listening. So maybe one day, if I get the cojones, as they say, to maybe do a locally in Texas, a bit of a live show with a live crowd, those will be the people I will call on to visit. And of course, you know, the one and only Ronnie Dawson is also in Texas. Ranger, if you're funny. He's out there too. Who, by the way, he's supposed to be making that appearance at Roswell this year, along with the Moonraker. I don't know if Roswell is ready for that. This next year, there might not be one. There might not be another festival in Roswell after Ronnie and myself get through there. Or we might be on a most wanted list for New Mexico. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. It's going to be pretty ugly. Pretty ugly indeed. All right, I'm going to stop ranting away. I got a song for you. I got a bunch of them. But like I said, 3 articles. There's something that I predicted. I do this a lot. Like I tell people all the time, just call me Nostradamus. But I predicted this. And I even asked questions about it about a month ago. But it's coming your way. So stay tuned.
I know he's bad for me. He just wants me like he's attached to me. So what's standing in our way? Yeah, he got such power over me, but I try to act cool about it. But what's standing in our way? He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like he does whatever what he feels for nobody but himself. No, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like he does whatever what he feels for nobody but himself. No, yeah. Pull myself together to not give myself the pressure. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go? Oh, go, go. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go? Oh, go, go. I fall for his eyes when he's staring into mine. Know he's bad for me. So what's standing in our way? And he's out of my league. I feel insecure, but I hope this is real, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like he does whatever what he feels for nobody but himself. No, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like he does whatever what he feels for nobody but himself. No, yeah. So I pull myself together to not give myself the pressure. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go? Oh, go, go. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go? Oh, go, go. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go? Oh, go, go. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go? Oh, go, go.
So the warden put in there that he was ready to get woke. First of all, like I'm listening to the song, and I'm like, I don't know if I should be playing this. I don't know if this is right for this audience, but I don't know. The beat just gets you going. Hello to Guter, Zachariah. I mean, really, all we need is a blue chicken, and we're good to go. So let's just talk about being honest. Like yesterday, I was putting this podcast together, and really, I had everything done. Articles, pictures, all kind of stuff. I'm just joking here. And I actually came across an article regarding someone that was abducted by an alien, I don't know, fucking UFO or whatever, for over 10 days. So he did the whole Travis Walton thing, and he came back like 10 days later. And there was like a video of this on YouTube, an interview of this guy, and I literally started like just listening to it. Like I played the video, I listened to it, and I was like asleep afterwards. I was like, dude, what the hell is wrong with this story? There were so many things wrong with it. I just couldn't do it. It was horrible. So I dozed off, and so by the time it came time to do the podcast, it was way too fucking late. So there you go. Full disclosure. I don't know. That's just what happens when you deal with ufology and things. Jeez, I got all choked up. Thank goodness for some coconut rum. That kind of clears that stuff out. The first article is SpaceX is launching 60 more Starlink satellites Tuesday. Hashtag strike through it. It didn't happen on Tuesday, but they knew this Monday night. This article, like I said, I already looked through the internet for articles, and SpaceX, he's one of my favorite because it's Elon. And Elon is he's a beast. Elon is a genius and a beast, but when we get to Article 2, he's going to be doing a lot of that because I feel like someone's got his number. Someone is challenging Elon in the worst fucking way. And like I said before, and I've said this, there's a reason why Elon Musk is rushing to get his Starlinks into space. Stop screwing around. There's a reason why most of his launches for this year are going to be related to Starlink. And we're going to see that in that second article. But the fact is that if you haven't seen this yet, the launch of the next 60 satellites, the Starlink satellites, has been postponed yet again. It was supposed to happen Monday. Didn't happen. Supposed to happen Tuesday. That got scrubbed. So now, if you decide that you want to call off from work, don't even fucking go in. I don't care what you're doing. You could be a doctor. Let your patients die. You got to see this. It's going to happen from Cape Canaveral in Florida. And it's scheduled for Wednesday, 9:49 a.m. And you know what? I'll be honest. This shit probably changed again. And it continues to change because of weather situations. The funny thing is with SpaceX is that they even consider where the recovery area is going to be. So not only the launch, so the rocket takes off. I've said this before. It looks like a penis. And I think he's trying to say something. But the penis takes off. And then it shoots off, the Starlinks, the little sperm guys, and it comes back. Well, it comes back to a recovery area. That recovery area has to have good weather also. So, because, again, it's a recoverable system, so you got to look at both sides. It's not like what NASA was doing before. Come on. They're behind the fucking times. So, apparently there was poor weather today in the area where they were supposed to recover the rockets. So that got scrubbed. So it looks like actually the time has been extended. It could be as late as 6:30 p.m. Eastern for SpaceX to shoot up the next 60 satellites related to Starlink. And I've said from the beginning, there is something wrong with the rush that he has. There was a rush with the Starship. And then all of a sudden, that just shut down. We're not even fucking talking about Starship anymore. We are focused on Starlink. My conspiracy theory from UFO Buster Radio is that there is a dual function for these Starlink satellites. It is not just to bring spear chuckers a fucking internet. That just makes no sense to me. There is something else, and all of a sudden, SpaceX and Elon, they are trying to move on this real hard. I mean, they're trying to get their goddamn satellites up no matter what. Now, it could be, right? They spent a lot of money. They're designing. They had to send some guys in the back to get some matte black paint to spray those fuckers down because people in astronomy are fucking upset as hell. Astronomers are pissed off about this. And then you got all the false UFO reports of Christmas light stringed lights going through the sky. So there's a lot behind this. That's a lot of fucking cans of spray paint to pay for you to kind of CYA, cover your aspirations. So let's go over this one more time for those of you who have forgotten exactly what's going on. SpaceX plans to operate initially, that's by the end of this year, 1,500 plus satellites, which will be about 341 miles above the Earth, hovering lower than traditional communication satellites. And they're basically going to be trying to get stuff together. Now, according to this article, which we've actually seen this before, they don't need the full amount, the full 1,500 to get some internet going. As a matter of fact, with the last launch, Elon had posted some text messages, or tweets, should I say, regarding him actually getting some internet connection from the Starlinks that were up there now. But that's not enough to cover people everywhere and not enough to get a good signal. It turns out that you need at least 400 Starlink satellites to offer minor broadband coverage. Fuck, that's what we get right now. Your your internet coverage right now, it's fucking minor. You guys know that. Stop screwing around. How many times you got to call up your carrier and tell them you can't get the fucking internet? Well, that's what Elon can offer you with 400 satellites, a mere 400 satellites. I feel like I'm doing a commercial right now for Elon. So let's see, how would I do that? If I'm doing a commercial for Elon, it will probably start like this. Right? And then I'll be selling people, right? Get the little UFO to put on the back of your car. Even though he doesn't have that kind of an accent. But basically that's going on. Now, if Elon can shoot off another 800, a total of 800 satellites, he can provide moderate coverage for you guys who have no fucking internet, but you're still hunting the buffalo and shit, wearing the leaves. I don't know how he's going to make that much money doing this. And I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Green Man says, will his porn stream better? Initially, no. You got to wait to at least the 800. Because right now you probably get just moderate broadband right now. So really, you probably get stuck in a few places like you usually do. And you got to stifle your fidgeting until the picture clears up. But I don't know. I have no idea. But in the meantime, you can continue to use your local broadband coverage until Mr. Musk gets his shit together. The next article is going to be telling about what I predicted is going to happen or has been happening, or why SpaceX is rushing to get that shit together. I'm telling you, the guy, he's on fire. He's trying to, like, if he could control the weather, he would make sure his satellites were up there way before the end of the year. Guaranteed. Honestly, I've been I've been I've been reading the chat box. This is why people should just join live to the chat box. I can't, I can't do it. I really I can't do it. You have to be here to believe it. That's all I gotta say. So the next article, again, really fascinating because apparently legislators in the United States just took out a gigantic rubber penis and gave it to Elon Musk, wrapped in a nice signed document from Congress. They sure did. They gave it to him every which way but loose. It is completely nuts. Completely nuts. And the things that they did, really, it's like, why you even want to be in this country? Just give it up right now. Just, it's time to defect. It is complete. And I'm telling you, a lot of these private companies are going to get the F out of the U.S., especially if part of their bread and butter is the space race. House legislature wants to hand NASA's human spaceflight program over to Boeing. Are you fucking serious? I'm not even going to read this article right now. Let's just get into it, right? Let's get Congress. My memory might be incorrect because I do have some coconut rum in my cup right now. But wasn't it Boeing who fucking could not even make it to the ISS? Like, felt so fucking short that the fucking CEO quit. I'm just putting that out there. Somebody tell me, wasn't that the case? Wasn't it the fact that the rubber dicker that was running Boeing's space program decided that he was going to quit to save the company the embarrassment of having trying to explain the fact that their shitty ass little rocket capsule could not even find the fucking ISS? They didn't make it far enough into orbit, and but still came down safely. This is who the legislature actually gave basically the red carpet to run the human spaceflight program. In addition to that, and Green Man, it's absolutely true, no fucks are given to NASA, and no fucks are given to the legislature of the U.S. because they also pushed back the plans to get to the moon. Yeah, they pushed it back to 2028. And even further back, they pushed the Mars orbit mission back to 2033. Now, this could be a case of a bunch of fucking underachievers who run the government in their checks and balances. But it appears that what they were trying to do was to stop the Artemis plans that old Trump put into effect. They really just like Trump said, hey, listen, we got to combat people in
China. China now. China. You know, China. I know China very well.
Yeah, he knows China very well. But he knows also the fact that this is business. You can't rely on government programs to move you further because the checkers got to take the checkers, got to check the checkers, they got to check the checkers, they check the checkers. In business, when it comes to free enterprise, nobody gives a fuck about who's checking who the fuck is checking who. We pay those fuckers off and we get shit done. That is free enterprise. And apparently the legislature had a problem with that. So they decided we're going to write this bill and we're going to say, hey, NASA, no, we're not going to go the Artemis way. It's not going to be about free enterprise anymore. We're shutting these bitches down. That's what they did. So basically, everything is delayed now because apparently, according to Congress, NASA should own the rights to whatever human landing system is developed. It should come from NASA, even if the bitches go out behind people's backs and buy it from Boeing. It basically should be proprietary and it should belong to NASA. Well, newsflash, NASA ain't been doing shit. Zero. Nothing's been moving forward thanks to NASA. Yeah, we sent a couple of fuckers up to the ISS, but what else? We're talking about the moon. We're talking about going back to the moon. We're talking about going to Mars. And we have all these companies, private companies, who are saying, we got the gonads, we got the balls to put this thing on a fast track, develop new technologies, and get us where we need to be. Artemis said, hey, we're not going to just depend on NASA. We're going to look at the private industry and say, hey, whoever can offer us the best bang for the buck, even if it's an orgy, we're going to give you the contract, but you have to abide by A, B, and C. Make it safe, make it affordable, make America great again. Really, that's what it is, right? Because we want to fight. We want to fight against the, folks in like
China,
communist people from trying to take over the space race. And I don't know what that is. But basically, we know Trump came from a business background and he's all about competition and getting the best price for himself. It seems to me that the Artemis program was about that, about securing the best price, the best value. And, Boeing is part of that race. So is SpaceX. What I feel is, and this is where my Nostradamus title comes in. What I feel is that SpaceX, Elon Musk, saw the writing on the wall. They saw the political madness that was coming, the storm, if you will. And so right now, Elon is trying his best to get the shit into space because at the end of the day, his launches, all his activities into space from American soil, it's basically controlled by different divisions of the American government. So, if we've deemed that Boeing is the place where we need to go to because they're going to give up their booty hole to make sure that America owns the rights to whatever system it's going to use to deliver human beings into space, Mars, and the moon, then you bet your bottom dollar that someone like Elon Musk, who has put so much money into developing all these different systems like Starship and the Dragon capsule, that you're damn right. He's going to want to get whatever the fuck he can into space, and that includes Starlink. What I see basically in the future for space exploration is that NASA, again, they're going to continue to do it without the grease, as they say. They like it rough and slow and lengthy. Takes forever. I see many of these companies who already started working on some great systems, some great ways of starting, like SpaceX, a new age of exploration, that they might just leave. They might go to other countries that are more malleable to what they're trying to do and are not willing to, tell the guys with all the brains and all the muscle and all the money to fuck off. Because that's basically what we're doing. Boeing, from historically, Boeing has always been, has always been that red light district hooker when it comes to the American government and NASA. That's what they've been. Now, have they produced things? Yeah, I get it. They have. But at the end of the day, there is one person that stood out that gives no fucks about the red tape. He's getting it done. He's getting his corporation out there to produce some results. All these other fuckers, come on. Really look at them closely. Look at their history. Look at how long they've taken to produce what SpaceX has. And I guarantee you that this is not only a political move to stifle someone who can get things done outside of the dominion of a government, but it's all about control. It is about control in so many levels, in so many ways. It really is sad. It really is. We'll see what the fuck Boeing can do. But Boeing could go kiss some greasy nuts as far as I'm concerned. And I think the Elon's rush to get the Starlink into orbit, there's a statement there. And it might be, like I say, there's something else behind that. And we don't know it yet. But we will. We definitely will.
Give me something, something good. I get wasted on the thought of you. Head is spinning, I can't move. Smoky eyes in a groove. No, I can't get you out of my mind. You're still with me all the time. Oh, how long will I have to wait? How long have we been too late? Now I wish that we never met, so that I don't have to try to forget you. Drifting away, I am drifting away. Wasted youth, wasted love. Yeah. Was filled with potential, but I wasted. I am wasted on the thought of you. Don't know how to cut me loose, cut me loose. I can't get you out of my mind. You're still with me all the time. Oh, how long will I have to wait? How long have we been too late? Now I wish that we never met, so that I don't have to try to forget you. How long will I have to wait? How long have we been too late? Now I wish that we never met, so that I don't have to try to forget you. Drifting away. Now I'm drifting
So the next article is it's kind of strange, right? Because it's like it's kind of like a heads up. Basically, you guys got to keep in mind the name Mike Turber. And you're asking why. Moonraker, why in the world would we give two flying fucks about Mike Turber? Mike Turber apparently is an Air Force intelligence expert, and he claims that he found reports of a Los Angeles-class submarine having a bit of an interaction with the Tic Tac video. I'm sorry, a Tic Tac UFO. Fuck the video. They took no video. They were underwater. A Tic Tac situation. Now, you're thinking, oh, that's kind of strange. We didn't hear about this, but it's making the rounds on the internet. And the article right now from the dailystar.uk, which most of the time we don't trust, U.S. Navy submarine encountered 500-mile-an-hour Nimitz UFO in the ocean 4 years after the Nimitz situation. That is fantastic in so many ways, if it is true. I seen interviews with Mr. Turber on YouTube. It's another thing that I was researching yesterday. Probably why I felt so sleepy. I was doing more research than I was like getting the podcast together. But yeah, so he claims that he is an ex-Air Force intelligence expert, and he says that he found reports saying that the Los Angeles-class submarine was submerged and it came across an object which fits the description of the Nimitz UFO, the so-called Tic Tac, between 2007 and 2008, and underwater, no less. We're talking about underwater, traveled at about 550 miles an hour, and we don't hear about that. Nobody really fucking knows anything except for this intelligence guy. So we know that the Nimitz incident, the UAP, the Tic Tac, the UFO, whatever the hell else you want to call it, because it's been given so many names, and we know that no matter what you call it, whether it is unidentified aerial phenomena, or unidentified flying object, or unidentified submerged object, we know just from Lieutenant Fravier's account, the object was able to also interact with the water. So basically, 3 mediums were described for the Tic Tac UFO: space, air, and water. This account that this particular individual, Mike Turber, is talking about has to do with water, and the speeds that he is talking about are phenomenal on so many levels. So this is really just a heads up. We're going to see a lot more, I guarantee you, in the next year regarding Turber. A lot of people are challenging him, completely challenging him about what is going on. According to Guter, because he did the math, this is why we have the live episode and the live chat. Guter says 550 miles per hour equals 477.937 knots. That's fucking fast, to be honest. To be in water, to travel, whether it's in knots or miles, in triple digits, it's phenomenal. Completely phenomenal. Someone to keep an eye on. This guy has some information, and he could be debunked eventually, to be honest. But what is the likelihood that we have a flotilla in the Nimitz to come across this, and then later on we have people of the East Coast come across the same situation with the Tic Tac UFO? Why wouldn't we find more incidents in the waters that surround the United States? Because apparently they have interest in it. But the fascinating thing that Turber is talking about, which he alludes to, and the link is in the description, is the fact that this is man-made and it was a military project. And, you know, I've gotten a bunch of messages on YouTube regarding this because at one point, about 2 weeks ago, I said everything points to this being a man-made object. Yes, there could have been some reverse engineering at one point, but today, even back when the Nimitz incident happened, it appears that this is a man-made object. It really does, on so many levels. But the thing is, when it comes to things like, let's say, the Blackbird SR-71, it took well over a decade for the public to know that it even existed, or for anyone in the public service and the government to acknowledge that it existed. Why wouldn't the Tic Tac, which really runs circles way beyond what anyone can imagine, even in military, that it can do, why wouldn't we concede that maybe this is something that was made terrestrial? And, I will throw in the hat and say it was made terrestrial with technology from somewhere else. But it's still terrestrial either way. That's what I think it is. Plain and simple. I don't know. Gooder and Greenman say unreal. That's pretty quick. That is fucking fast as hell. Completely fast as hell. Gooder says the RSO-71 flew at 2193 miles per hour. Yeah, but that fucker, that black plane from X-Men, was actually flying in the air, not in the water. The water is something totally different. So there you go. Let's get on to the next article, the very last one. Can I be honest? Turbot could be someone that just fell off the turnip truck, that wants to try to make a little cha-ching, write a book and all kind of shit. I don't know. Maybe I should invite him to come on the podcast and talk about stuff. I mean, it's not in person. We don't need to see him in his wife beater or anything like that. We just need to hear what he has to say. So we'll do that. We will reach out to Turbot however we can and figure out, what the hell is he up to? Why is he out there promoting this information? And is it real or fake? But for you guys who are interested in the next article, is your religion one of the friendliest to the idea of aliens? And this is great because we talk about when ufology terms that the government is afraid to tell people about UFOs because they think that they're going to lose their ever fucking loving minds, because religiously their beliefs are going to be challenged in a way that will cause them to go just fucking crazy. Could you imagine if you believe in a deity that is the one creator that created everything, the heavens, the earth, the cosmos, and then comes along a little gray fucker who says, nah, that's not true. Could you imagine how that would change? What if that little gray fucker with the big almond eyes told you, y'all bitches just made that shit up. It has nothing to do with religion. Fuckers who just want to control your ass, and you brought it. You bought it all together, hook, line, and sinker. And for the most part, you guys try to be good, but you continue to fuck each other up. So the article is going over the major religions of the planet and which one of them can accommodate the discovery of alien life. And when I tell you that the one religion that fell into the category of no fucking way, you guys already know it. In your heart of hearts, you know it. If you follow this religion as part of your core beliefs, you already know that is Christianity. Christianity really doesn't buy that. Now, I believe that the current Pope made a lot of statements about accepting aliens and baptizing them. Come on, no fucking alien wants to be baptized. Stop fucking around. But the article says Christianity is the one religion where there is no give or take. If you're an ET and you're trying to talk about shit other than Christ and the Immaculate Conception and shit like that. No, you're fucked up. You're the devil. That's basically what it says. No, Christianity will not accept the fact that some alien will come to our planet and tell us, yeah, your belief, it might not fit into the constructs of the universe. So straight up, that's what the article says. Now, if you follow any other religion, like you follow, like Baptist or Buddhism or any other one of those, you got to look at the article to figure this out. But there is one particular religion which the article actually says is, I don't know, kind of likes the idea of aliens being the beings that helped our little blue planet evolve. And yeah, get ready for this. There is a religion down in South America from Brazil, and basically it is known as the Valley of Dawn. And they believe that basically aliens kind of seeded the planet, and that spiritual descendants are actually a race of alien beings that came from the distant planet Capella. Isn't that a school where you can get like masters and stuff in the U.S.? I don't know. And basically, these individuals were sent by God to jumpstart Earth's evolution. So ETs, for those of you who can embrace the fact that aliens are here to save us, according to this religion, the Valley of the Dawn, or Valle de Amanhoser, in Brazilian, because I'm not. Basically, that is a true deal. This goes back to the belief of ancient aliens, to be honest. But that's not the only religion. According to this, in North America, there is an idea that is central to the Unarius belief, which is led by a charismatic leader named Ruth Norman, aka the Archangel of Uriel. And according to her, Uriel claimed to be in contact with the Space Brothers. The Space Brothers are highly evolved intelligence inhabiting other galaxies, and according to our Ruth Norman, Uriel promised her followers that the Space Brothers will touch down on Earth in their massive starships to usher a new era of peace and unity, but only when human beings are ready to understand their message. There isn't a one thing that we humans are able to understand. No fucks given. You can take that shit to the bank. I mean, look at the fucking news today. It doesn't even matter what country you're in. Look at the news today. We are not ready to understand a damn thing. Agreement says Heaven's Gates, but they took off the comet already. I don't think most of them made it. They kind of missed a flight on that one. And Gooder says cut their wieners off before the trip, though. Yeah, that would make me not want to be part of any religion, to be honest. Yeah, the whole eunuch thing it's not for me. If you follow a different religion other than Christianity or those mentioned in North America or South America and Brazil, you might want to look at the percentage of acceptability for your religion to accept ET, not illegal aliens into your country, but we're talking about extraterrestrials and how they play a factor in your religion. The link is in the description for this particular article or all of the other ones that were mentioned in the podcast. And I just want to say, it feels to me like, and I'm going to go back to Elon Musk, there's a reason for his rush, and we're going to know about this. As far as the religion thing, listen, it is very possible, and I am a poster child for that, for you to believe in aliens and still believe in the fact that there might be a deity behind everything. Because if you believe that there is an a deity, a god, if you will, behind the creation of the universe, then you gotta fucking believe that every single being in that universe was created by that one deity. Now, the Greys might come down, reptilians, the Nordics, called the No-Dicks, may come down and say, hey, that's not the way it is. This is what, it's up to you to figure that shit out. You know, at the end of the day, you believe whatever the fuck you want. But if you believe that you are the only representation of a sentient being in the entire galaxy, then you need to get the fuck off the turtle and go fuck off. And that's how we deal with that in UFO Buster Radio. This is Manny Moonraker. I'm checking out. I'm giving a check out with that song, The Juggernaut. Sometimes I feel that way. Sometimes, you know, I just went through 4 fucking articles. I'm a juggernaut. That's just the way it is. Thank you for listening. I'll check you guys out tomorrow. And don't forget the Dark Horde. And thank you guys for joining live on the chat box. Ciao.
China. Jesus, Marge, what the fuck?